Hey, Dr. Dave here from Shores Wellness Solutions, the Natural Health and Wellness Center, and of course I am here with my lovely bride, Amy. I was waiting for you to say hi. I'm Amy.
Hi guys.
And we have a great workshop we put together for you, and it's even better if I don't knock the cords out and get rid of the image behind us. But we're going to be talking about thermography today, because thermography is something that I've been working with since 2012. Amy's been working with it for intensely, for what, the last 6-8 months, and it's just an amazing, amazing study. So I'm jumping anytime. I'm going to turn it over to you because I know you have a lot you want to say today.
Well, we're really excited to let you know that we now offer thermography in our office. Everything is set up and ready to go. So we're super excited to talk about thermography, what the benefits are, why we're offering thermography as well, and a little bit more education so you know, why you would want to use thermography for your health concerns. So we're going to jump in with, first we're going to start with just some startling facts that you may or may not know about cancers and cancer screenings.
Okay. So over 200,000 new cases of invasive breast cancer in women are diagnosed every year.
That's crazy, right? It's a lot.
Just in the United States.
Yep. And the chance of a woman having breast cancer is 1 in 8.
Breast cancer is the leading killer of women between the ages of 35 and 45. Sorry, 35 to 54.
35 to 54. Now, this is something we're going to get into a little bit more detail. The scary part about that is you're not requested to have a mammogram until the age of 40. So look at that. Most people are getting diagnosed with breast cancer well before there's any screening test available to even check if you have any cancerous cells that are going to form into cancer. It's a scary fact.
There's over 1 million cases of undetected breast cancer currently.
47,000 women die under the age of 50.
Every year.
Every year.
Due to breast cancer.
Yep.
10% of all cancers affect women under the age of 40.
Exactly.
That's a lot.
It is. And $15 billion are spent on breast cancer research every year.
I wonder where that money actually goes. Well, I shouldn't say that. And 80% of the women who have breast cancer actually have no history.
And 15 to 25% of breast cancer cases are overdiagnosed.
Explain what that means?
Of course you do. Of course they do.
Okay. So overdiagnosed means you're diagnosed with it, but you don't have it.
Exactly. So what is thermography and why are we so passionate about thermography? There's a lot of reasons. Thermography is a state-of-the-art screening procedure that uses heat detection to locate areas of temperature differences in the body to aid in the early detection of cancer. Why are you smiling at me?
So using heat imaging, what you're saying is there's no touching.
There is no touching.
All right.
At all, no. An infrared camera picks this up as heat signals through a technology developed for the military and space program. So it actually started with that, but people learned that they can use this to detect other things when we're looking at different heat variances in the body. The data is then turned into a colorful image, and it's then easily able to see the differences that are present from side to side and see where a tumor develops, because you can see that red heat, so you can see where a tumor is starting to take place.
And that's something that's very important to know and understand about thermography. What Amy said, side to side. You never do a thermography and go, oh, what's that? Without comparing it to something the other side, and that's really important.
Thermography is a non-invasive, radiation-free, and painless screening test that detects physiological changes in the body that are produced by developing pathology or disease. Thermal imaging can detect these changes years before they will show up on traditional x-rays, and thermal imaging shows areas of abnormal physiology and not anatomy like other standardized tests. This makes it safe to start having screenings at any age, and those worried about radiation and the possibility of it causing cancer, they don't have to worry about that with thermography. So there's no risk or anything by doing thermography, and you can start at a much earlier age where you can't do that with other testing. Do you want to add anything to that?
Well, best time to start thermography, particularly for women, is at puberty, just one time, and then at age 20 every other year, and then at age 30 every year.
That is correct.
Thanks.
We're going to go over that a little bit more in detail later.
Way ahead of you.
I know, of course you are.
Sometimes.
So thermal imaging is used as a health screening for early detection and different analysis of abnormal vascular activity, inflammation, and pain throughout the body. It's great, with thermography, what's great is you will establish a baseline to see what's going on with your body, even at an early age, so that way you have something to compare it to in the future. So as you're getting tested, if you see something that wasn't there before, you know that you can do something about it before it turns into something that you don't want. In our office with thermography, we're offering a lot of different types. We're offering full body thermography, breast health screening, thyroid screenings. You can check for lymphatic congestion. You want me to keep track if you want to talk? I know. You're looking like you wanted to. So.
Nervous system disorders, abdominal inflammation we can see, vascular system analysis. So vascular system analysis, what does that mean? Really cool. We look at the body, we can tell if one of the carotid arteries is blocked based on the heat imaging up in the forehead. What else? Neuromuscular disorders and also muscular disorders as well, which on the chiropractic side, it's awesome because now you can look at the symmetry or asymmetry of heat pattern through the body.
Right. So breast cancer can take up to 10 years to develop. Thermography has been shown to identify cancer before it becomes a visible tumor on other standardized tests. Thermography looks for the physiology feeding the tumor, while mammography looks for the tumor after it has formed density. The earlier the tumor is detected, the more successful the outcome is likely to be. That's why we're very passionate about offering thermography for you guys.
That's right. Over 20,000 cases of breast cancer have been reported annually in women under the age of 40. And this population has been consistently neglected by traditional breast cancer screenings. When cancer strikes younger women, it is typical treatment. There's currently no other routine screening for women under the age of 40 for cancer breast screening. And thermography is an ideal test for this age group, considering it's painless, radiation-free, and there's no compression.
Exactly. So what age, you talked about this, you already said this a little bit, what age should women start getting their screenings? All women can benefit from thermal imaging, but it's imperative for women between the ages of 20 to 40 because women in this age group have no standardized testing to check for any type of cancer or, and by the time they actually go for testing, most of the time, if they find something wrong, they're already at a stage 3 by the time they actually go in for testing.
Right.
So it's so important to be testing as soon as possible so you can correct it before it turns into something really bad that you don't want.
The breast thermography camera. Yep. So thermography was cleared by the FDA back in 1982, same time as mammograms, as an adjunctive procedure for breast cancer screening.
Thermography has been used for breast cancer screening detection since 1956. There are over 800 published studies in peer-reviewed journals about thermography for the breast alone. Most of these articles show the success rate of breast thermography greater than 90%. That's big. That's big numbers.
It is. It really is. Thermography is used for general health assessments as toxins and excessive hormones create increased heat in the breast. Monitoring these heat patterns is an excellent way to promote wellness and see the response to various health approaches and treatments. Go ahead.
It's well known that early detection is the best defense against breast cancer, and that if treated at the earliest stages, a 95% cure rate is achieved.
True.
That's our goal with educating on the benefits of thermography, because if we can help everyone so much sooner so you don't get to that stage, I mean, that's what we're all about, is prevention and helping you heal the body, and so you don't get into those kinds of states. So, what is cancer? I mean, a lot of people were wondering, what is cancer anyway?
Let's see. So cancer refers to any one of a large number of diseases characterized by the development of abnormal cell growth that divide uncontrollably and have the ability to infiltrate and destroy normal body tissue. Cancer often has the ability to spread throughout your body, and it's the second lead of cause of death in the world.
Second.
The
That's
second.
crazy.
Number two. Number one is?
Heart health.
Yep.
Were we talking about that?
Yes. Good.
Cancer cells are in everyone,
Mhm.
and they're normally kept in check by the immune system.
Mhm.
So that's very important that you're feeding your body the right things that it needs, so your cells don't turn into cancer.
Well, if you think about it, you're either feeding your body to be healthy or you're feeding your body to be sick.
Exactly. Oh, there you go. Well, let's look. I know you like to do these studies, so I popped that in for you.
Thank you.
I'm like, I popped this in for you.
Yeah. So a study conducted by Dr. William Hobbs, MD, at the University Wisconsin Medical Center concluded two interesting facts regarding thermography. First, thermography has 10 times the yield as compared to family history of breast cancer, meaning that family history is a risk factor, it's undeniable for breast cancer development, and it's accepted by physicians that one would think the university study demonstrating 10 times the sensitivity for thermography would be accepted as valid. What does that mean? That means, all right, so I'll put that into English. So if there's a family history of breast cancer, chances are you're more susceptible, but thermography is actually 10 times more able to find if there's something that can develop the potential breast cancer.
And by doing that, you can do something about it before it turns into breast cancer. That's why it's so important, and we're so passionate about people getting tested at an early age. Because if you can find something that looks abnormal at a very early stage, there's a lot you can do with whole food nutrition, changing your diet, and changing your lifestyle in order for that not to progress.
And here's what I really love about Hobbins' study. He also found that when you do a mammogram and resulting biopsies are positive, if a person had a thermography, they found as much as 8 to 10 years earlier, they found the exact area in the thermogram when they did the mammogram 8 to 10 years later than the thermo, that's where the tumor developed.
Exactly. So it's super, super important to get checked, and that's why we're so passionate in educating, and we offer thermography in our office as well. With a mammogram, I mean, come on, we don't love a mammogram. It emits ionizing radiation. It can be very painful. 80% of biopsies are negative, and there's 20% false negatives as well. I'm trying to.
I know. So the mammogram guidelines have been challenged, okay? The rest of the world actually doesn't start doing them routinely until age 50, and then it's every other year unless there is something that shows up. Where in the United States, our medical profession has fought to keep it at age 40 and yearly. But it is painful. So, here's something I always ask patients, and for thermography, it's usually women that come in, but I always ask, do you think your husband would line up for a test where their male parts are going to be compressed and radiated?
Never.
Now, legally, you can't tell people not to have mammograms.
Of course
It's a good study.
Of course not. But here's the disclaimer. Look at that. Right on point. Look at that. Wow.
In no way does BTI or Shore's Wellness Solutions take the stance that mammograms are unnecessary, or do we give any advice not to have a mammogram? It is our opinion that the current system should be periodically reevaluated with any science to challenge old information with new and current research. That's what the rest of the world has done just a couple of years ago. It's solely up to the discretion of each doctor-patient team to make such decisions for each individual, and we provide the following information only to educate our members on the status of information in this field. So we're not making decisions for you, but we will help guide you as part of your healthcare team.
And giving you an option of something that you can start checking at a much earlier age when the other tests are not available. Because there are a lot of things that you can do about that. So why wouldn't you want to do something that is radiation free first to see before you go through having radiation, pain, all the other things that go along with the mammogram.
And I can tell you also, in my experience, we have had a lot of younger people, late teens, 20s, even early 30s, come to us and get screened, and a few we found things that we were able to send them out, and they can have different care necessary to ward off anything that may have progressed later on in life, 10, 20 years later. And so it's really fantastic screening for them.
Yes. It's very saddening and surprised that thermography hasn't become more popular. We focus on breast health and ways to prevent breast cancer at the cellular level, and our mission is to educate women about the importance of early detection. We understand mammography has been the gold standard for years, and doctors are the most familiar with this test. Many believe that it's the best test for early detection, but it's not always your best option, right? Studies show that a thermogram identifies precancerous or cancerous cells earlier, and it doesn't hurt the body at all. Thermography is also available and safe for any age where mammograms are not.
So back in 2014, I actually had the honor of sitting down to dinner with the director of BTI, Breast Thermography International, and a medical doctor from Veracruz, Mexico, who is a world leader in breast cancer research, and he lectures around the world. They won't let him in the US. But anyway, we asked him questions, and the one thing that he said, because he is very successful with what he does, and he will never do a surgery on any woman unless he has a thermography, that when he overlaps it with a mammogram, they match up.
I think it's smart. I think it's a smart decision, because why wouldn't you have a second opinion, and why wouldn't you do something to make sure before you have your body cut open or do things or a procedure that may or may not be needed?
Right.
So I think it's very important to do your research and your homework and making sure before you make that decision, you've checked all the options to make sure that it is in fact what is necessary. So we're going to talk a little bit about changes, okay? There's so much change that can be made for the better by changing your diet and your lifestyle. This is what we do here at Shore's Wellness Solutions. We can help you improve your diet and help you determine what whole food nutrition your body needs to help heal, repair, feel its best, get rid of inflammation. So here's a couple samples of nutritional changes just in 6 months. We're just going to go through and show you a few pictures of some of the different options. You can see that there's a lot of heat. It's okay, you can go.
Yeah. So you can see the black lines through here. That's vascular patterns. We call it mottling. And so you can see the intensity of the mottling through the breast area of this person. 6 months later, after being on a whole foods diet, okay, it's very similar to our total body reset. When they retook the imaging, you can see that the mottling is so much less. You can see it's lessened in intensity here, all through over here through the left lateral breast area as well, and even in the medial side, it has decreased significantly just in 6 months through diet.
Exactly. Here's another picture showing diet and lifestyle changes. You can see.
And so this one was taken October 2012. This one was taken May 2013. So 7 months later, just through lifestyle and diet changes, you can see all the mottling that goes on. And what causes this? This is estrogen receptors that are basically holding on to estrogen, causing more heat, more vascular flow to the area, causing questionable vascularization. Questionable. You can see how significantly it has decreased over the course of 7 months, which is really fantastic.
So there are a few other, thermal imaging isn't just for checking breasts. We also use thermal imaging to identify hot or cold areas for further diagnostic testing or treatment by your doctor. We use it to document an injury or a condition. To help in determining causes or origination of pain. You can use it to evaluate soft tissue injury or nerve pathology, to monitor the progress of current treatment. So that's what's really important about having a base, so you can, check in and see what's changing with the body. It's very important for that.
Hormonal imbalances, which is one of the things that nutritionally we do really well. And so we can see that. We can see arthritic changes, good and bad, using thermography. Any intestinal inflammation, any thyroid screening up in the neck area, back pain, circulation, and any other pathology we can use it for to document the inflammation or the inflammatory patterns of progress that are there.
Exactly. Here's a couple spots just so you can see what some of the thermal imaging can look for. This is a melanoma that was found.
So this is on the back of a person. This is the same picture, just blown up. but you can see the melanoma that was found. And of course, what do we do with this? Obviously, get a person on a whole foods diet, but in this case, send the person out for appropriate help,
Right.
so that that can be taken care of.
Exactly. Here's another one with a blocked carotid artery.
This I wish we had, or I had this before. My mom had strokes, so about a decade ago, and so you can see here on this person, over here on the right side, you see the black spot. Here on the left side, you see it's blue. So this is cold. This is warmer. The coldness tells us that he has a blockage in the carotid artery coming up to his head, which tells us this needs to be addressed, but also he could be susceptible to having a stroke as well.
Exactly. You can also see hot flashes. I know none of us women ever experience hot flashes, but that shows a hormonal imbalance. So when you know those things, and when those kinds of things show up when you're getting your thermo, then you can actually do different care plans and things to help address those issues.
Yeah, and you can see over here, the tissue all green, and over this side all red. You can see the heat up in the neck area. What happened? While this person was in having a thermal imaging done, she was having a hot flash. So they captured it before, and as she was having a hot flash, they captured it during the hot flash, so you can see the effects of the heat coming through.
And here's if you have any kind of digestive issues and things like that, that will show up as well.
We're just looking at the reflex points over the abdomen, and again, with those reflex points, what is beneath that? Now, is it 100% diagnostic? No, that's where evaluation comes in, but it gives us ideas about what to look for and what we're working towards. When you're looking at whether it's intestinal, whether it's liver, gallbladder, stomach, it won't diagnose those, but it'll tell us about the inflammation, so we can then look for the issues that are underlying.
And it'll even show if you have a fracture. You can see on this toe, there was a toe fracture, and you can see that, another way of looking for, things that are not working properly.
Now, it won't display the anatomical part, meaning it's not going to show us the bone. Right. It's going to show us the physiological part, all of them, and that is the inflammation or the inflammatory process. So you can see the redness to white here with the toe. Same thing on the bottom of the feet. You can see how inflamed it is where the toe is broken.
This is another picture showing cancer of the spine.
And so this is the color image of what's happening here. And then you can see all the vascular flow over here and what's called the inverse gray scale. And you can see the blood vessels through here. In fact, I want to take a moment about this and talk about my friend Clint. Okay, I believe you've met him before. Clint, great guy. When Clint and I first met, we worked together down in Virginia. This is going back over a decade ago. And so when we were going back to our respective practices after spending time doing an internship we were working on, Clint had what we thought was a sebaceous cyst in his upper back. And so he went to have it removed, and the doctor doing that quickly closed it up, sent him to an oncologist. Clint had what we call the octopus. Okay, he had a stage 4 malignant melanoma that went down behind his entire left scapula, and it had 4 tentacles interwoven down through his arm. And the doctor basically told him, get your affairs in order. In 10 weeks, we're going to schedule you for surgery. Anyway, so Clint decided to put to the test that what should we do? One is total body reset. So he goes on total body reset for 10 weeks, and when he went in for a surgery, all the cancer that was in his body, they had a little ball with 4 nubs on it. There was no trace of any cancers anywhere else down behind the scapula and all that stuff interwoven down the arm. And we have the imaging of it, well, he has it, and so it's really neat to see. But am I telling you TBR, the total body reset, cures cancer? That's not what I'm saying. But in Clint's case, it made his body strong enough so his body can go in and fight the cancer. And we have seen that over and over again. And so when you have something going on, what do you want to do? You want to do what you can the most that will help your body become healthy and well. And that's why we're here.
Exactly. The body has the power to heal itself if it's given the right tools, the right nutrients, the right vitamins, all of those things. So it's very important that you're feeding it the right nutrition so your body can heal and not get sicker. Here's another one. I had a couple other pictures. Here's a lymphoma.
Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and you can see the vascularization that's coming quickly through here. You can see the line through here. And you say, well, what's that blue spot? That's just a Band-Aid that's over the patient's port, but you can see the vascularization through here as well.
And this is checking for thyroid disease as well.
You can see the heat right around the thyroid, shows up on the inverse grayscale as a black spot.
All right, well, there are over 20,000 cases of cancer each year for women under the age of 40.
It's a lot.
Young women with cancer are less likely to survive, and there's no screening for this age group. This is why here at Shore's Wellness Solutions we're offering thermography, and it's now offered in our office because early detection is your best defense, and it could save your life.
Okay. You want me to go?
If you want.
So for the month of January, we're offering either breast or full body thermography at $100 off. Breast is regularly $299, full body is usually $499, but for the month of January, the breast is being offered for $199 and full body for $399. Let me get that right. Along with your thermography session, you'll also be offered a full nutritional check to see exactly which whole food supplementation your body needs to stay healthy and be well. Wow. So
I know, look at that.
Yeah,
yes,
awesome.
I know. Well, I think it's really important that the nutritional component plays a big role in what you find on the thermography. And so, you know, we could say, hey, this is going on, but if you don't know what nutrients your body needs or what you need to get your body well, how are you going to get well?
That's right.
You're not. So I think it's really important to combine the two together because I think the nutritional aspect is so important. So that's what I decided.
and I'm going to toot your horn. I know you hate this, but you've put in so much time and energy into developing this and getting this into our office so that you can just help people live a better life. I won't make you cry. You might, but you've worked so hard at that. And I hope everybody that gets a chance to watch this, number one, share this with friends. This is so important. And we rarely ask people to share, but share this. But also, you're the one that really was instrumental in bringing this in and very passionate about it because of experiences with friends and family in your life. And so that's one of the reasons why we have this here, so that we can help, as I've said the last half hour, so they can help other people live their lives to the fullest.
Of course. And we understand that not everyone can make an appointment for the month of January, and we understand that. But anyone can purchase this package deal with your nutritional exam and your thermography, whether you're choosing to go with just breast or full body. Both of those are included together with your appointment. So just give us a call and let us know. You can purchase that, and you still have, you know, plenty of time to schedule your appointment when it works out best for you. But to save that $100, you want to make sure that you purchase it before the end of January.
By January 31st.
Exactly.
So as long as they purchase by January 31st, they can use it anytime up till then and even after.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So if you're looking for that, you know, we really want to help you get well. We want you to make 2021 your healthiest year yet.
Best ever.
Yes, exactly. And that's all. If you have any questions or comments about thermography, you can write it in the comments. I'll be happy to answer for you. Give us a call as well. But ask the questions. People, if other people are going to want to know the same things that you're looking to know, so ask the questions and let us know how we can help you.
And so now that it's January 7th, and statistically, just about 90% of you have blown your New Year's resolution. Good. That's a good thing, really. Take a moment and write down the top 3 health goals that you want to accomplish in 2021. Send them in to us, and let us help you achieve those goals.
Exactly. I think that's all for today. I look forward to talking with all of you and helping all of you have your best year yet. And that's it.
All right.
I'm Amy.
And I'm Dr. Dave, and we want to be your inspiration.
For healthy living. Okay.
Take care.